Did I lose a bet or something? Why am I making so much content? Hello one, hello all, welcome to WILIscredia. I come to you as always as Charles, otherwise known as CeePo. Today we're covering Alien Romulus. While scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Alien Romulus is a 2024 film directed by Fede Alvarez. I have feelings, they're strong, so I will try my best to not give anything away, but for the sake of knowing how I feel, I just want to give you a general idea of things that I liked or did not like. Coming into this movie, I would say my expectations were low, and I might have forced myself to feel that way, because I know how I felt after, or during, should I say, Alien Covenant. I'm somebody who actually quite enjoyed Prometheus, and it's something that the more I sat with it, the more I heard other people's opinions on it. It felt like, ooh, something in the Alien franchise that is a bit more than just Alien and Aliens, and certainly Alien versus Predator. I didn't mind the different pace. It certainly was a change from whatever the hell we had 20 years ago. But after Covenant seemed like half of something for Prometheus and half of something for the original Alien crowd, it felt like we didn't get a whole of anything, and the more I think about Covenant, the more it kind of bummed me out, even with the spectacular performance by Michael Fassbender. My expectations were pretty low. I was expecting something that I'd be content with or worse, because that's kind of what Alien Covenant is for me. This movie just had to be mid for me to be pleased, I guess. And I was that. Some of the technical aspects right away. I've seen people say this about Alien Romulus. I don't dispute it at all. It is a love letter to the entire Alien franchise. And that's not the worst thing in the world to me. But the things that I really were drawn to were shots. They tributed old movies, and if you knew what you were looking at, they captured the essence of Alien, Aliens, Alien 3. They took different directions with something that could have been done better in Resurrections, some things that could have been done better in Prometheus, so on and so forth. The cinematography, more than anything, from, pardon me, Galo Olivares. I'm so sorry. I could not be whiter. Please correct me down in the comment section down below. I know I butchered that name. Clearly, it's a name I'm unfamiliar with, but wow, immediately on my radar, because I've said it before recently, and I'll say it again now. Wide-angle lenses, just the key to my heart in cinematography. The way that they use the cameras, on top of homaging the entirety of the Alien franchise, they ratchet up tension by using these wide-angle lenses and running down a hallway. It feels so much more vast, and the scope of everything is just so beautiful, and you don't have to move the camera too much with a wide-angle lens to really feel like you're moving faster, and just to get so much going on in the shot. And a gorgeous movie. I really like to watch this again to get a bit more. The first time I was just taking as much about the story in as possible, but there were moments where I was like, note that. Technically speaking, I'm shocked at the brilliance behind this between Fede Alvarez. I mean, his history is getting pretty well known in the horror community, and this cinematographer, yes, give this person more thriller work, more horror work. I'm aware that he's done horror movies in the past, but something big like this, bravo. I cannot commend the technical work on this film anymore. The music is quite impressive. I don't think I remember the score being something that stuck with me in Alien movies since Aliens. Prometheus had some stuff that I remembered, and they do use a cue or two from Prometheus. Again, the technical aspects, the gore, the practical effects, holy smoke. Things are in camera. As far as performances are concerned, Kaylee Spenny having quite a 2024, if I do say so. Didn't think too much of her character in Civil War. I have not seen Priscilla, but it's nice to see that someone in the Alien franchise can not be named Sigourney Weaver just kind of command your awe the way Kaylee Spenny does. There are emotions there with her quote-unquote brother that you feel enough for quite a decent job. Yet another person from this movie that my attention has kind of been drawn to. The rest of the cast and crew, they kind of serve their purpose for a horror movie's sake. The reaction shots, believe it or not, this could be the cinematography, could be the direction, could be the actor. So I'm just going to lump that in here to get your subject on screen just reacting to things that we can't see. It's such a nice little trick, and not all actors can give you just absolute fear and dread in their face, and they all did a spectacular job here. As for the story and script, it all felt like a really good, forgive the terminology, but a really good band-aid of the entire franchise, i.e. a really expensive fan film. They really try to connect dots and make it flow. This takes place between Alien and Aliens. I wouldn't say the story or anything driving the story would be something that I would have a make or break moment with this movie, but it's fine. It's believable. I do think the way they get you to feel the cast and crew in both Alien and Aliens is stronger, but this is probably a more fluid experience than anything after those two movies. As for the themes, messages, and subtext, remember sexual imagery? Because if you don't, this movie's gonna really drill it into your head, forgive the pun. I thought I had seen all the monsters and bizarre ways to show us both a vagina and a penis in a monster, but they've exceeded that expectation. Something that these horror movies, more so earlier in the franchise than later, they managed to do rather well is to get you to really feel gross about nature, and they just present it to you in a different light. There are, I would assume, a couple of things that are being used as subtext in this movie. If you're new to the Alien franchise, birth and intercourse without permission are two big things in the franchise, and I think in Romulus, there's another piece of subtext that goes further. Motherhood and things without permission. And if you think about the news right now, there is subtext that is quite present, but it's subtext. It's done well. If you have a problem with it, there's nothing that outright says it. It's artistic merit. I really don't read into what I'm saying. It's fine. If you watch Alien and are bothered by whatever its progressive sexual commentary is, you stop. It handles things just fine. As far as comparisons are concerned, I would say for parallel's sake, it feels like something like Rogue One. Rogue One kind of connected something you already know from Star Wars. And the other movie that first came to my mind was Elysium. There's this hint of a heist movie thing, kind of like Elysium does. And it's just enough. Again, I'm sure there's other movies that have done very similar things, if not more on the nose. But I got this Elysium underdog trying to do some, well, I won't go too much into that, but it is first act stuff where people are trying to get over on the man, and boy, that is going to be a mistake. The heist thing kind of disappears. Rather, I wouldn't say it's a heist anyway, but there's sense of that kind of stuff. And if you remember Elysium, if you've seen it, it's something like that in the Alien universe. I've seen somebody refer this as the Force Awakens to the Alien franchise. I wouldn't dispute that. It's not brand new and fresh. If you want to give reasons to dislike this movie, it is very expensive fan filmy. It is very using old material and finding new ways to put band-aids on all of it. And I'm here for it. I'm fine with it, genuinely. As far as my likes and dislikes are a lot of the remember berries, if you will. There are things where they kind of cling to things to remind you that this is the Alien franchise, and there are certain things that I don't know if this is for a mass audience thing or if they're really trying hard to be like fan film culture, which fan film culture, the audience is literally paying for the thing, so they want to see a thing, you show them that. You're a big studio, you don't have to do this. Just give us better stories so we can make fan films based on this. So there are a couple of things that if somebody really has an issue with some of these member berries, I wouldn't argue it at all. There were a couple of moments where it's just like, oh, dude, cringe. But on the flip side, I don't know how I feel this way, but it somehow manages to take the entire Alien franchise and just put tape over certain parts of the history and make you see a different perspective on something and see it fleshed out just a little bit further in a more present or past tense. And I can understand somebody having issues with the fan filmification of this, but oddly enough, I'm fine with it. With the cautionary tale of you're not going to have anything too fresh as far as storytelling and ideas is concerned, as long as you're aware that you're getting this really expensive fan film, quite offensive a term to use for this extremely well-made movie. If you are fine with a pseudo retread and some, I don't want to say retcon, but if you're okay with some elements of that, you should want to check this out. And again, a masterclass in horror cinema. This is, for the first 2/3, it is Alien, right down to imagery. Shit, you know how I like fonts? It looked like it was used. All the tech and things, the sound effects, very Alien-ish for 2/3, and then the second half, the last third, is very Aliens-ish, and it kind of leans into the action and the thriller moments. Just awesome. I have minor gripes with it, but it's worth taking in because the positives far outweigh the negatives. I do have a tendency to use recency bias, but as of right now, I'm saying 4 out of 5 stars for me, and that could probably change with multiple viewings. It could probably drop to a 3. It could probably raise to a 4.5. It's not flawless in my book at all. It may not be what we wanted or deserved, but it's something we needed. I am so excited to watch this again for a number of reasons. I'm dying to know how you feel about it. Let me know down below in the comments section how you took the movie, and please without doing any spoilers if possible. I will probably do a spoiler stream at some point in the near future, but I'm intrigued because I know people are going to have issues with certain elements, and apologies if I gave away too much, but I don't think I did too much harm there, but I tried my best. And a shout out to my patrons. Appreciate your support. Information down below if you're interested in getting exclusive content and other stuff in the future. If you enjoyed the video, click that thumbs up if you want to see more content like this. I guess I'm doing more of this anyway. Clicking subscribe and the bell to let you see when things happen. I'm not really good at the YouTube thing. I've been Charles, otherwise known as CeePo. Have a day.
Tell me.